Joining us now. Mayor, are you with us?
I am. I can hear you fine.
Well, thank you for taking out, another day, some time out of your day. It's been an eventful day, no doubt. We saw mostly peaceful protests once again, Mayor Bass, right there in downtown LA, right outside City Hall. And then unfortunately, towards the end, around 4 o'clock, we saw a very small faction of people move over and start throwing things at officers. Just give us your general take on how today went and how things are going right now in downtown.
Well, I so appreciate how you describe it. I think that it's exactly right. I mean, today was overwhelmingly successful. Tens of thousands of people out protesting. I was in the helicopter with our police chief, and I went to all 15 locations to look at the level of protest, what was going on, and everybody was very, very peaceful. And as you described, the downtown protest with tens of thousands of people on it was also peaceful. And then in the end, you have those few people who cause issues. I think that the police department, though, was able to bring it under control quickly. And it's not just LAPD, it's also sheriffs, it's other departments that participated as well. And we are hopeful. We're only 45 minutes into the curfew. We are hopeful that we will be able to get people off the streets and at home, back in their neighborhoods ASAP.
Are you pleased with how the curfew is working? We've been watching the last few nights. We watched tonight. It does seem like it makes a difference. I know it hurts the businesses downtown. Just wondering, what's your take on it now that we're a week in?
Well, let me just tell you, the businesses were very, very supportive of the curfew. And we've made it clear that if people are going to and from restaurants, to and from cultural or social activities downtown, downtown is not off limits. It's off limits if you're there to cause problems. And our police department can distinguish. So the businesses were very supportive of this. They were concerned about what was happening. But you are correct. It is getting better every day. Last night, we had 19 people arrested. At the beginning of the week, it was around 100. And the people that are arrested now are not arrested for violence or vandalism. They're arrested for unlawful assembly and curfew violation. Now, I certainly expect if there are problems tonight, given the nature of the protests today, there might be more. But I'm hoping that it's not for vandalism or violence. And I'm also hoping that people will view this as a successful day and go home.
Mayor Bass, a lot of this started a week ago following the ongoing federal immigration enforcement, the raids that we saw in the city of Los Angeles and really across LA County and now several counties here in Southern California. Those are ongoing. Then you have the military parade, which sparked this No Kings protest. But we also saw a lot of the immigration talk today. Where do you think we go from here? I mean, we see a week of protests following those raids. Then we have today's thing. Now what?
Well, that is an excellent question. And I think part of the challenge that we're dealing with here is the absolute uncertainty because we have no idea what the administration is going to do. Here's what I do know, though. If the raids stop, Los Angeles will go back to normal because that is where we were the day before the raids. But with this administration that is very unpredictable, we really don't know. So what I am hoping for in the next week is that some level of communication will open up. Right now, everybody is functioning by rumors. There were all these sightings of the Marines over here and the National Guard over there. It was wonderful that I had an opportunity to get this perspective of being in the helicopter. And I can tell you, I saw no Marines anywhere, and we went all over the city.
That's very interesting, but it's also mind-boggling to me that you don't have any answers, that you don't have any communication. It just seems it doesn't seem like normal operations.
Well, it is anything but normal. It is not normal for the federal government to come in and seize power away from the governor in regard to the National Guard, in terms of taking the Guard over, federalizing it, and sending them to LA when they were not needed. We have a great relationship with the governor. If we needed the Guard, we would have called for it, and he would have given them to us. I have no doubt about that. The other reason why it's strange is because we were working so well with the administration on the wildfires, and the expediting, of bringing in the Army Corps of Engineers and really increasing the numbers so that we could get the debris removed, was a very great partnership. And then out of nowhere, this happens. No notice, no warning. We just wake up one day and see there's raids happening around our city. And there were raids that took place today as well.
And Mayor Bass, I think you'd find a lot of people, even if they are on the pro-immigrant side, who would say, yes, please get out anyone who's murdering people, who are raping people. My goodness, these violent criminals that the administration claims they only want to target. But we saw raids of day laborers at Home Depots, people in church parking lots being taken. We've seen elementary school students deported. And now you hear the president saying, well, maybe we shouldn't go after farm workers, or maybe we shouldn't go after hospitality workers. He's looking at it potentially from an economic point of view. He's hearing it from the business owners saying, hey, we're going to lose our employees. But do you think that that's what needs to happen here? Because that's actually what caused so much of the anxiety, and then that's what led to so much of the protests are, hey, these are innocent people. Maybe they're here undocumented, but they're contributing to our society, and you're grabbing them off the street and deporting them without due process.
Well, and you are also going after people who are here legally. So people showing up for their annual immigration appointment who have papers, who are here legally, they're being detained when they show up. You know, it's hard for me to understand how nannies fall into the category of very violent people, or like you said, day laborers. So the randomness of what they're doing, hanging out near a elementary school graduation so parents don't want to show up to their kids' graduation. I mean, that is just, it's hateful in a way. Why would you do that? How does that fall in the category of keeping us safe? And so, yes, I think that is correct. But again, we never have any idea where this is going to happen. And so what that does is create a feeling of fear all around the community. And, in part, I agree with you in terms of the agricultural workers, which are not in Los Angeles, and also the hospitality workers. But he is not looking at it economically, because those are two industries. We have a number of sectors of our economy in Los Angeles that cannot function without immigrant labor. Take, for example, the construction industry. And so I think he needs to understand that if he is going to continue doing this, he is going to have a devastating effect on the economy of Los Angeles. And remember, the economy of California, we are the fourth largest economy on earth. Why would you want to damage that? When we are successful, the entire country is successful.
And finally, we know you have to go, but we all know people who are undocumented. Maybe there are family members, friends. We know them, maybe multiple people. What's your message to them tonight?
My message to them is that we are going to do everything to keep them safe. We want people to know what their rights are, and we want them to know where there are resources that they can access so that they can stay safe. You have situations now where people don't want to go to the grocery store because they're afraid to leave the house. Well, we need to gather together and make sure that those individuals have access to food. This is just really horrific to our city with no real clear present danger.
Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, thank you as always for your time.
Thank you.